Question number 2 and 2A are for Kris.
2 and 2A.
DJ
Two-parter. All right, what do we got?
Is distance gapping important for mid to high handicappers? He's a 13 and he constantly questions if he should add a 4 hybrid to the bag.
I would say distance gapping for everybody's important. I mean, regardless of the skill level. It kind of comes into play where you start to make the set composition. So, I mean, if you start to work on gapping and dialing in what your actual carry distances are, and you get to a point in the bag to where you have some overlap. I mean, there's nothing that says that we have to carry 14 clubs in our set to be successful and play good golf. So, I mean, if you go from a 5-iron and then transition into 7-wood, or even that 4 hybrid, or if you find that going from a 5-iron that you currently play into even a 4-wood and the gap is correct, and you only end up with a 12 club set, a 13 club set, as long as the gapping is consistent, it doesn't necessarily matter what the composition of the bag is, as long as the gaps are there. So there's so many players that come in that have a full 14 club set, and we start running through and testing, and we find that 2, sometimes 3 clubs produce the exact same yardage. And I ask the question, why? And, well, I hit this one 200, I hit this one 210, and I hit this one 220, and I'm going, well, based upon our testing today, we hit all of these the same number. And the carry number's within a couple of yards, and the total yardage is within a couple of yards. So in my mind, we can afford to lose at least 1, possibly 2. So it's not necessarily should I add a 4 hybrid? It's let's make sure we add the correct clubs to produce the distance gaps that we need. So that might be 5-iron to 7-wood. That might be 6-iron to 5 hybrid to 4 or 5-wood. You don't know until you do some testing. So don't get hung up on a 14 club set is my point.
Love that advice, especially for super high handicaps. Like, don't feel the pressure to put in 14.
Nope, don't need it.
There's no, I totally agree. It's also a good opportunity to remind people, go get fit.
That's it. I mean, absolutely.
You might not need 14, as Kris said. You might find out that you only need 12 or 13 clubs.
And I mean, a lot of it comes down to if you're somebody that plays the same golf course or the same golf courses, make sure that you have clubs in your bag that cover the yardages that you usually leave yourself with. I mean, if there's a par 3 out there that's 210 yards and that's the tee block that you play, make sure that you have a club in your bag that you hit comfortably well 210. And it doesn't make any sense to have something that goes 230 and something that goes 200, and then you go, well, this par 3 that I play every round of golf that I play, I don't have anything that goes that number.
You're making a lot of sense here, Kris.